death of your ego is imminent. There are two main ways of living. One is to live in misery, and the other is to live in happiness. In misery, there is no freedom, no freshness, no lightness, no possibility of dancing, singing, or being creative. Misery makes you heavy. It makes you dark. You are like a rock that has been covered by darkness. Misery is always within you. Every moment of your life can arise as a barrier. When you are in love, and suddenly a shadow of fear arises in your mind, then that shadow is not coming from outside. It has arisen within you because the very nature of love starts threatening the ego. The ego cannot bear any threat whatsoever, so it starts finding ways and means to defend itself, and it creates misery around itself. It will bring problems from the past so that you can be continuously miserable, continuously sad and gloomy, and worried about things that have already happened and which cannot be changed at all. Trying to remain the center, trying to live independently, and maintaining yourself as an island of aloneness in a vast ocean of existence is not only impossible, but also suicidal, because even if you succeed in becoming an island, you will have achieved nothing. You will have succeeded only in cutting yourself off from life, making yourself dead. You will not have lived at all. The ego lives in misery because it wants to remain separate so that it can be happy, fulfilled, and secure in its own glory. But this security and happiness are illusory because they are based on the illusion of separateness. Thoughts are like waves. Sometimes they engulf you, and sometimes they seem to disappear. Thought is just a wave of the mind. So what is important is not to be caught in it. Otherwise, you will create misery for yourself. Happiness arises when intelligence becomes enlightened, and you start to become aware of what is going on inside yourself. Then time disappears, and space disappears. Your whole being turned into a timeless phenomenon. Then there is no fear, because fear comes from time. Ego gets destroyed in love. Only then does happiness arrive, because it is the fruit of love. Love and ego are completely opposite, enemies. If you know how to be in love and destroy the ego, if you know how to love, your life becomes blissful. It becomes a dance, a celebration. Useless tears drop away. Sorrow dries up, frustrations disappear. Your life glows with the glory that happiness gives it. It becomes such a treasure, such a beautiful gift of God, that it is worth living a single moment of it, more than enough. Be happy, be blissful. Happiness is an inner gift, a divine gift. It is not your enemy, but the ego feels threatened by it. The ego starts finding reasons for misery and unhappiness because misery is safe for the ego. Happiness and ego are incompatible. Misery and ego get along swimmingly, but happiness and ego don't get along at all. They are unable to keep company. They're like darkness and light. If there's light, there can't be darkness. Darkness can exist only if there is no light. If there is no happiness, the ego can exist. If there is love, the ego cannot exist. If you let go of your ego, happiness will come from all directions. It just starts pouring in from all sides. The greatest blessing is to be unburdened of your ego. To know yourself means knowing your ego. To go beyond that knowing, immediately a song arises spontaneously. All the birds are chirping, and a fragrance is arising around you. You will be the fragrance, and the birds will be the song that arises within you. And anybody who comes close to you will just start drinking their heart's desire, just kissing their existence. In the fifth dimension, there's no ego as we know it. In the fifth dimension, you see every human being as a divine phenomenon. You are so transformed that your vision has become very clear and transparent. You can see through people because their egos are no more. There is no one to attack you. There is no enemy anymore. There is no conflict anymore. There is no confrontation anymore because you have come to the point of knowing that existence is one. You are not separate from anything, not even from your so-called enemies. You have no enemies in the fifth dimension because you know everybody belongs to you and you belong to everybody. In order to ascend to the fifth dimension, you must traverse 4D. This is the beginning of timeless dimensions, and it is vast. It is the meeting point of light and shadow, science and superstition, and the pit of man's fears and the pinnacle of his knowledge. This is where your imagination comes into play. It's a place we refer to as the Twilight Zone. You are here now. And as you proceed on your journey to higher consciousness and life in heaven on earth, choose love. Every single time you choose love over fear, you move closer to 5D and the full embodiment of your God powers. We love you dearly. We are here with you. We are your family of light. Aho. This is a message to humanity from Aurora Ray, Ambassador of the Galactic Federation.